Hello, BookThinkers family. I'm going to kick off today's video with a quote. And the quote states that the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones that do. That came from Apple's Think Different campaign, which launched in 1997. Today's book tip is going to come from Steve Jobs by Walter Isaacson. This is one of my all-time favorite biographies for quite a few reasons. I really love Walter Isaacson. I think he's extremely detailed and thorough. And I also love Steve Jobs. To me, he is an icon as an entrepreneur and in the technology space. And I use all of his products still to this day, including the one that's recording this video. It's great to learn about the people who created the technology that we currently use. And starting at the very beginning, Steve Jobs started Apple in his parents' garage, and he built it to the world's most valuable company. How inspiring is that? For aspiring entrepreneurs, which many of us are in the BookThinkers community, we aspire to build businesses, right? And this book provides an excellent framework, but also it sets the right expectation that it's a very, very messy process. Steve Jobs was very flawed as a leader, but because of his flaws, he was able to build Apple to what it is today. So there's a lot of different reasons that I love this book, but the number one reason is that Steve Jobs embodies somebody who is the perfect intersection between creativity and technology. Back when Steve Jobs kicked off Apple, those were two words that did not mesh well together. Creativity, technology, those don't fit, but Steve made them fit, and he did it in a relentless way. He had the highest of expectations. He would scream and yell, but also cry. Every single week for years while he was building this company. For 30 years straight, he lived a life where he had certain expectations that other people might not have been able to live up to, but because of that, he was able to build such a fantastic company. I think about the personal smartphone revolution that we've all experienced. The iPhone only came out in 2007. Here we are 13 years later, and we use our phones for everything. I use my phone to set an alarm clock to wake up in the morning, to post on Instagram and interact with tens of thousands of people. I use my phone to do my job pretty much, calling people, texting people, using social media to create relationships. I use my phone as a flashlight. I use my phone to research any topic that I might want to look at. I use my phone to daydream and to look at destinations that I'd like to travel to and learn more about them. I use my phone for everything. I also use my computer. It's a main piece of how I do business. And without Steve Jobs, none of that would have been possible. So I just want to give a big thank you to Steve Jobs and Walter Isaacson for detailing his life in this book. Steve, you created amazing products, and I hope that you know that up there. And with that, I'll end today's video. I would really encourage you to go through this experience. It is absolutely worth your time. Goodbye.